So Konami have released a new match pass that is actually good. You get Adama, Traoré and Tchouaméni, and now I've got my hands on both of them, and I can say they perform very well in game. So if you're unaware, this match pass costs 500 for the value and 1000 coins for the premium. If you buy it and complete all your games, you get them coins back. So essentially they are free. So let's look at the players, look at some clips, and I'll give you my thoughts on the cards. You can see here, this is what Tchouaméni looks like in game. He is an anchorman and he can also play centre back. So if we look at the points, you can see that I put, I think, 11 points into lower body strength to get to that 85 kicking power for the +3 boost, and then same with the defensive stats, all the 87s there at the bottom end, so we get the 90s there. You can take a point off lower body strength and redistribute that into the other points if you want, because the kicking power isn't going to really help with shooting with that 59 finishing or 61 in game. It should help with the pass a little bit. We could also just go increase the passing there, but in game his passing was fine. I didn't feel like it was an issue, so I think I'm comfortable sticking with the lower body strength on 11 points. And this Tchouaméni's speed is probably his best attribute. He was able to cover a lot of ground very quickly, and there was so many instances where the ball falls to my opponent in midfield and he thinks he has loads of space to run into, and he does have loads of space to run into, but Tchouaméni, I just switch into him and sprint out with him and tackle the opponent, and it's kind of like a spring mine. It just comes out of nowhere and really surprises the opposition. So for the skills I'd recommend on Tchouaméni, now it does depend on a couple things. There's 2 skills that should go on him though, regardless of where and how you use them. You should put true passing on him and track back. I didn't think his passing had major issues, but there were instances where I was like, okay, I wish I had true passing there. A track back's just going to increase his AI defending. And then for the next skills, it depends. 2 of them here depend on if you're going to play him as a centre back or if you're going to put deep line on him from DMF. So if you're going to put deep line on him or play him centre back, you should put acrobatic clearance if you're going to play him centre back particularly, and then you could put blocker on him if you want that kind of extra, you know, ability to block shots. Obviously, I don't think blocker is needed on your DMF. I do think it is needed on your centre back. It obviously is very good on the DMF, but I don't think it's absolutely needed, because there was instances where I was able to manually block with Tchouaméni, but when I played him in centre back, there was a couple times where I was like, okay, actually he does need a blocker there. And if you play him centre back or DMF deep line, it's basically the same thing. So put those 2 on if you want to do that. If you want to play him DMF, you don't necessarily have to go for that. Instead, you could probably go for gamesmanship and low lofted pass. So there was a couple of instances where I wanted low lofted pass just to ping him forward a bit quicker, and then gamesmanship to help him when he's on the ball, because he actually is very good at dribbling. If we compare him to other DMFs in the game, so I want to kind of stress to people that this card is actually really good. He's a really top tier card. If we ranked all the DMFs that are in the game, I think in the top tier it's Vieira, obviously just ahead of everyone else, and then right below him it's probably Rijkaard or Gilberto Silva or Edgar Davids. I wouldn't put Edgar Davids there, but I know a lot of people do. I'd say Tchouaméni's right below them. I think he's right below Gilberto Silva, who's I actually prefer in DMF to Vieira. I'd rather play Vieira centre back. Gilberto Silva is better at intercepting than Tchouaméni. He has longer legs, his interception range is longer, but Tchouaméni is better on the ball and he's also got more speed, so he covers a lot more ground quickly, whereas Gilberto Silva is just positioned maybe a little bit better and he just stretches his legs out a little bit more interceptions. But Tchouaméni's right below them guys, and I think he definitely is someone that pretty much regardless of what your team looks like, you should consider getting that premium match pass tier. Another thing about the skills, actually, Gilberto Silva was a good player for me, but didn't particularly impress me until I put track back on him. So it'll work on an anchorman too. That's just a 1 point there. Alright, so go on to the next player. We'll look at Adama Traoré. And this Adama Traoré really pleasantly surprised me. If we look at his games, he got 8 games played, 10 goals and 4 assists. And he was actually quite good. Sorry guys, while I was recording I forgot to show the progression points. So you can see it's 5 shooting, 15 dribbling, 7 dexterity, 8 lower body and 2 aerial strength. Now you can do a slightly different build if you want to get that 90 physical contact. You could just take off 1 lower body strength and do it like so, and then you have another 0.4 passing, or even the lower body strength again, I think. You could do that. I don't think actually there's going to be much difference between 98 speed and 99. I wouldn't recommend taking off one of the points from dribbling. I know you'll get a lot more points back, but then you're missing out on the +3 from the ball control, and because he has the ball roll, double touch, and he has scissors feint, like he has a lot of skill moves you want to use with him, you want to have that ball control as high as possible. So that's just the build there. He kept winning penalties for me. He kept getting fouled. I don't even think he has gamesmanship. He doesn't even have gamesmanship. He kept getting fouled. I think it was just because my opponents were worried about the pace of him. They just had to, you know, take him out and take him down. But stats wise, like, this isn't the card that I would look at and think, okay, this looks like interesting or amazing. And it's just because he doesn't have the end product on the stats. But in game, he could finish, he could pass, he could do everything. So maybe it's first week boost, I don't know. But his particular strengths were his speed and acceleration, obviously, and that really helped his scissors feints. He was really responsive with the scissors feints. His balance was really good. Like, if this card had 85 balance, I think it'd be, I wouldn't say useless, but it'd be pretty meh. But because he has really good balance, it kind of elevates the rest of his attributes. And then also the physical contact, I actually did notice it quite a bit. It did help, and he was good for kind of pressing the opponent too, because he's so fast, similar to Tchouaméni. He's able to cover a lot of ground quickly, so you're able to get them in position. Then another player that is really good for that is Matchpass. Like, this Matchpass is probably one of my favorite players just because he has that speed. He might not have the top tier defensive stats, but because he has the speed, he can cover ground quickly. So even Traoré doesn't have good aggression like a Rumi would, but or maybe a Hullet would be a better example. Traoré was still really good at pressing from the front just because he has more speed and he can cover more ground very quickly. Traoré also has double touch, flip flap, and soul control, so he can do that ball roll, and I was using that quite effective with him. He could shoot on the right or the left foot, but again, I don't know if it's first week boost. I did get centre forward position trainer on him, so I got a bit fortunate there maybe. If you want to put skills in this guy, I don't think you should really, except pinpoint crossing, because his crossing was just very bad. Like, he doesn't have, what's his lofted pass, 65. It was useless, and like, I don't think I had a single cross successful with him, and I tried a few times. And because of the type of player he is, you will be in areas where you want to cross with him quite often. But what I said a moment ago, I wouldn't recommend really putting skills in him, just because I don't think long term he's going to be kind of in people's teams. But if you did want to go for it, so go for pinpoint crossing, acrobatic finishing, first time shot, and then I'd probably go for super sub slash fighting spirit, whichever one you're going to start him. Super fighting spirit, super sub off the bench. And then for that last skill, I don't know, maybe like a one touch or through passing, or you could go for track back actually, because what I was saying, he was able to press from the front very well, and actually I had it in my notes before I didn't pull them up. Wanted to talk about how track back on this guy might be interesting, so that's kind of the skills I'd go for him. A very good player. I don't think he's going to be in my team long term. On this account, on the free to play account though, I might going to start that back up soon. I'm going to try him, and then he probably will end up in the team for the long haul. But yeah, guys, very good match pass. Again, you get your coins back, so I definitely think you should go for it. Although, if you're somebody who doesn't spend on this game ever, like you've never spent on it, the reason they're giving you your coins back is to convince you to add the money on, because you know you're going to get the coins back anyway, and it's to break the seal, and you're going to start spending more in the future going forward. So it's up to you. I do think it is a good offer though, and with the Hullet pack coming on Monday and then the MSN pack coming somewhere in this month, you don't have to worry about wasting your coins here. You're going to get them back anyway, so just play your 100 games, and if you want to do them quickly, you can do the skill up golden goal trick here. You go into skill up, go to the 10th level, win by golden goal. They should count your games, and you can do that quickly if you really want to get them coins back into your account pronto.